Greetings, everyone, and welcome to our channel, where we endeavor to bring you the best horror-themed stories and tales that are guaranteed to deliver an equal dose of fear and excitement. Settle down, lock your doors, and prepare for a taste of the Frightmare vault. The Tale of the Hollow Walker. The town of Elmwood had always been quiet. Nestled deep within the Appalachian Mountains, its isolation made it a place where people kept to themselves. But there was something darker in the air that winter, a chill that even the locals couldn't ignore. People had begun to vanish: a hunter, a young boy, and then, most recently, the town's sheriff. The only common thread linking the disappearances was the forest at the edge of town, a place the locals referred to in whispers as Hollow Grove. The stories of Hollow Grove were generations old, passed down in hushed conversations around flickering hearth fires. There was something that lived in those woods, something ancient. They called it the Hollow Walker. The legends said that it wasn't human, but it once was. Long ago, a man had wandered into the woods in search of food during a harsh winter. He never returned. Instead, he was transformed by the forest. Stripped of his soul, the creature became one that fed on the fear and despair of those foolish enough to cross its path. The Hollow Walker was said to be tall and emaciated, its skin as pale as birch bark, its hollow eyes empty of life. It was said to move silently, almost blending into the trees, and only made its presence known when it was too late. No one believed the stories anymore. That is, until the disappearances began. Jesse Martin was the only one in town who didn't seem fazed by the legends. Jesse had spent most of his life debunking local folklore, so when his childhood friend Eli disappeared after going into Hollow Grove, Jesse decided to take matters into his own hands. Equipped with a flashlight and a rifle, he ventured into the woods late one evening. The cold gnawed at his bones as he made his way deeper into the trees. The wind howled through the branches, causing the ancient oaks and pines to creak, but there was something else too, something that felt off. The deeper he went, the quieter the forest became, until all that was left was the sound of his own breath and the soft crunch of snow underfoot. Jesse stopped. Up ahead, the ground dipped into a hollow, surrounded by a circle of trees that seemed older, more twisted than the rest. The air felt colder here, heavier, as though the forest was holding its breath. That's when he saw it. At first, it was barely noticeable. Just a figure standing at the edge of the clearing. Tall and possibly thin, with limbs too long for its frame, it blended with the trees. Its skin the same pale shade as the birch trunk surrounding it. The only thing that stood out was its face, if you could call it a face. Hollow gaping eye sockets stared back at Jesse, and its mouth was twisted into a grotesque, lipless grin. Jesse froze, his breath catching in his throat. He fumbled for his rifle, but before he could raise it, the creature began to move. It didn't walk, it glided, its limbs bending and twisting unnaturally as it closed the distance between them. The sound was unbearable, like dry leaves scraping across stone. Jesse turned to run, but the woods felt disorienting. The trees all looked the same, and the path he had taken now seemed to vanish into the darkness. His breath came in ragged gasps as the cold tightened its grip around him. Behind him, the soft, scraping sound of the Hollow Walker drew closer. Jesse stumbled. The last thing he heard was a whisper, soft and cruel, like the wind through dead branches. "You belong to the woods now." The next morning, the people of Elmwood found Jesse's footprints leading into Hollow Grove. They never found him, but every now and then, on cold, still nights, the wind would carry a faint, scraping sound through the trees, and the townspeople would pull their curtains tight. praying that the Hollow Walker won't come for them next. Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe so we can bring you the latest updates and videos from our channel. And please be sure to comment and let us know what kind of stories you wish to see in the future. Stay haunted.